Hi, welcome back to my creepy bookmark on my desk. I don't know why that's sitting there. Hi, how's it going? It's been a while. I am at home. I am actually on reserve today, but excuse me while I drink my drink. I haven't been called yet, so I figured I'd get some stuff done. I have been sick 4 weeks. I'm finally at the end of it. But I am still coughing a lot. It's one of the drawbacks to having asthma. Anyways, I've been on a mission to kind of clean up all the excess crap that I have in my studio. And one of those things was using up all of these. Oh, can you see that? All of these scraps. I'm finding something to do with them because I just couldn't get rid of them. So if you are a crafter, a collager, a journaler, whatever, this might be helpful for you. And it's super easy and it's super fun. This is what I've done so far. I've made a ton of card bases and postcard bases using all the scraps in my stash. So my goal is to finish up the rest of this, but what I didn't do before I started this video was make sure I had some card bases to use. So give me a second. Just pulled out a bin of what I think might be my thinner cardstock, but I'm not sure. This might actually be not thin. This is from Joann's, I think. Yep, this will work. All right. So this is like their off-white cardstock, and I don't know if I want to do card bases or postcards. I feel like I want to do card bases. That's what this is. Main frame. Yeah, I think I want to do card. I don't know. Do I want to make cards? I can get more out of a sheet if I just do postcard bases. So let me get all of this out of the way real quick, and let's cut some postcard bases. Let's just do postcards. And we're gonna cut these into an A2 size, which is 5.5 by 4.25. Let's see. So how's everybody been? Can you believe it is already September? I cannot. I am ready for summer to be over, though. I will say that. I'm over this heat. I think everybody is. It's been insanely hot everywhere. All right. So let's move those. Let's bring these back. And then I have just this little tray of little pieces that I didn't throw away because when you're doing these, there's sometimes, depending on how you're laying it out, there is sometimes when you need like a little teeny tiny piece or an odd shape, and I'll show you in a minute. So these I did, let's find them, here we go. So these are just like 2 angles, right? So I did these first and then I did these. So they kind of go in this direction and then this direction. So I did a bunch like that, which are all basically the same, just different papers. I really like that one. And then this one's just kind of the opposite. No, it's the same, I guess. And then I did, that's the same too. I had a whiter piece here. I don't really think I like the way that looks, but then I did this, and I really like the way this looks, except for I wasn't working with straight edges here, so I'm probably gonna cut, yeah, like you can see pretty good there, like where the gaps are, and I'll probably collage something over this, so it isn't really gonna matter. But if you're a perfectionist, you're going to want to avoid that, and you're going to want to make sure that you are cutting straight lines. And And my issue was that I was too lazy to grab my tiny paper cutter. So now I have it just in case. All right, so you're gonna need a base, your scraps, and some sort of glue or adhesive. You can, I've been using this, but I think I'm almost out. We're gonna use this for just video's sake, and then you could use a glue stick, which I don't really like doing because it warps the paper. I was trying to get rid of this Tombow glue that I've had forever. It's so old, the glue is not even white. And then I have this as my, can't think of what it's called. It's kind of like art glitter glue, just a little runnier and less expensive. But for this, we're gonna use this, and or you could use just like one of those smaller tape runners, or even just double-sided tape. So I am an adhesive junkie, and I like everything to be edge to edge, or as close to edge as possible. I've always been like this. So I definitely overuse adhesive, but I'm okay with that. Oops. You could recycle any cards that you have, where if you wanted to use your card base, use it as the base. You're gonna cover it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, I don't like that. All right, and then you're just gonna start laying down your strips. This looks better if you have different size strips. And you don't have to do any sort of like coordinating colors or anything. But what you want to do is when you start laying this down, you want to, I mean, you don't have to do it at an angle. I just think it looks good that way. You want to make sure that your strips are hanging off the edge, because if you go like this, you're going to leave a gap and then it's going to be hard to fill. So I'll just randomly lay one down. So you want them to extend off the edges when you're doing them. That's too close to the same. How about, oh, this is way too big of a piece. Let's trim this down. Oops. The whole point was not to have to cut paper, but, oh, I don't like that because then it's gonna look undone there. No, we're not gonna use that. Just kidding. Try not to think too hard about it. I've been making these all day, so I'm definitely thinking too hard about it. And then you want to line up touching your edges. They need to be touching or you're going to have gaps. Okay. And it's going to look kind of crappy at first when you're laying everything down. Oh my gosh, why am I overthinking this? Because the camera's on, that's why. Is that gonna, nope, that's not gonna extend off the edges. This will though. And then if you want, so I think I'm gonna do it this way, where I'm gonna leave this right here, and then I'm gonna do some going this way, and then, how did I do that other one? Hold on, I don't remember. Okay. This gets rid of scraps, but it also kind of makes more. So be careful with be careful with that. Let's see, we're gonna go some. So we're just gonna lay down scraps however you see fit. If you have, like, this is something I cut off, so you see two angles here. I like to just make one side straight across. That way I can lay it down properly here. I'll go this way. When I don't have my camera running, I can make these really fast. I don't know what my deal is. Today, these are literally like 2-minute projects, not a big deal. See how I have a little triangle there? So let's see if I have a little triangle in my scraps here that will fit. It's too small. You just have to have like a point on one end. It doesn't really matter how big it is because you're going to trim it off anyway. And then we'll go back in here. I'm going to go this way. Let's see. I suppose you don't actually have to have like perfectly straight edges if you don't want. I just happen to like the way that looks for a starting base. And it doesn't even have to be all the same thickness of paper. You could use cardstock, you could use copy weight paper, which is kind of what that is, probably about 20-pound paper. And then, because you're gonna trim it all off, so it doesn't matter. Well, that's kind of a cool floral print. And then I just need like a little, I'm gonna need a little glue there because I didn't get enough adhesive. Just need a tiny corner of something. Maybe this. That'll work. Doesn't really matter. All right, so now you have this random looking thing, and you can do this one of two ways. You can't, well, I'm sure there's multiple ways. You could get a straight edge and cut it. You could use scissors or your paper cutter. I'm gonna use scissors because I find that to be easier. And you're just gonna start at one corner and cut along the edge. And it is gonna give you more scraps to work with, but eventually those little scraps whittle down to, so all of this is from the handful that I already made. So you're going through your scraps even though you're making more scraps. And when I just am keeping, so like that one's probably too small to keep, so I'll throw that out. Here we go. What do you think? I like it. I like it a lot. So now we have more strips and more little pieces that we can keep off to the side if we need them. All right, let's do another one. Let's do it with a glue stick just cause. I don't want to get glue on this though. Oops. All right, we're just gonna start putting down some random pieces. I'm not gonna think about it much anymore. All right, so all of those scraps, we have more scraps, but that's okay. We've whittled it down quite a bit, I feel like. And we have 12 or 13 card bases. So we have that one. Oops. What will I do with them? Maybe if I'm feeling ambitious, I'll make another video and show you, because I think I just had a really good idea. Thanks for watching. Hope this helped you use up some of your scraps. If not, I'm sorry, but you really should use up your scraps. They're not doing you any good sitting in a bin, no matter how many times you reorganize them, and tell yourself that you're going to use them. So use up your scraps, whittle it down, share your scraps with a friend, and I will see you in my next video where we hopefully do something pretty cool, or I think is pretty cool with these. Guys, have a great rest of your weekend.